Hide your kids, hide your wife. It's Much as Red Set. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Much as Wrench Set. This is our 1990 454 SS that I bought a while back of that pair of OBS trucks. Bought them both to flip them. Got that red one gone. This one wasn't having any luck flipping it because it had that rod knock in the original motor, which we found out wasn't the original motor, but wasn't having any luck selling it. Wasn't having any luck moving it. Just people wasting my time. So decided, hey, we're going to build a motor for it. So Andy, me, Chris, Jamie, Evan, the guys, helping hand here and there. Everybody came in. We built a motor. 7 days. So yeah, 7 days from start to finish. We got it running, done. Just got to slap the hood back on it. We're good to go. Bought this a few months ago. I knew it had a rod knock. Luckily, the guy was nice enough to actually tell me, which I feel like a lot of people wouldn't. Knew it had a rod knock, tried to sell it, and no luck. Just ended up getting frustrated.
He did try to say it was just a lifter.
Yeah, and he said when it warms up, it goes away.
Yeah.
I was like, that means he drove
it. It didn't go away.
That's not good. And of course, you guys remember Andy here from episode number 2. We just had enough. We were like, we're not getting anywhere trying to sell the rod knock. Let's just do the motor. Well, luckily, Andy has every GM part ever made. So he happened to have a Gen 5 454 sitting in the, he had a long block sitting in the back of the shop here. It just needed some assembly. Andy, why don't you go through everything we had to do to it?
Basically, it was an engine that I've had for a while. I had grand plans of building it and never did a whole lot with it. Good to actually see it get used for something. But it's bone stock, short block. I think about 90,000 miles on it. The heads have had a valve job. They've been shaved to get the compression up some, because these stock big blocks only have maybe 8-to-1 compression, which is kind of terrible. So the compression's up a bit, but other than that, it's stock and relatively fresh.
We did put in a ComCam's adjustable valve train.
Yeah, the Gen 5 block, well, the Gen 5 heads that made up to the block, they have a non-adjustable valve train. Being that the heads are shaved, it's going to put the geometry off, so we had to convert it to adjustable valve train, which meant spending a whole bunch of money on conversion studs and little special spacers that go into the stock rock frames.
Other than that, guys, it's pretty stock, because one thing we tried to keep in mind was still keeping that profit margin where we wanted it to be, because this thing's still going to go back up for sale. So we had to keep in mind the budget that we had to work with and still try to make money. So we built and put back in a new long block while still trying to keep it where we can make some money. So everything else that was in the truck is factory other than the long block. You know, we fixed some of the wiring that was kind of hodgepodge here and there. You know, a couple new sensors, little things here and there, just tighten some things up. But everything else is stock. You know, the exhaust is all stock, or at least stock as it was. Still got the turbo 350 3-speed trans.
400.
400. Yeah, sorry, I'm used to turbo 350 Camaro. Sorry. First big block. So it's all pretty factory, you know. So it's not a horsepower monster, but it's got some torque. So yeah, we started rebuilding the long block on a Monday. It's now Monday night. I feel like that's pretty good. Everything went well. But come on over here. We'll show you the motor that came out of it.
So this is what we thought was the stock engine for the truck that only had, I think it's 106,000 miles on it.
Yep.
We were assuming it was the original, being it didn't have a whole lot of miles on it. But when we got it out, we actually found this tag right down here. It's actually a long block that was remanufactured for GM, and I believe the date code says, I think it's like F6 or something, which I'm guessing means it was remanufactured in the mid-96 year is my hunch. Probably put in shortly after that. So the truck was relatively new. Someone obviously spent money at a GM dealership putting a new engine in it.
And of course, it's not new anymore.
No. It's got one heck of a rod knock and got a squeak to go along with it, so it might have a spun bearing. We'll find out eventually, soon enough, maybe. We're going to take it apart, see what actually went wrong, but it's definitely something in the bottom end making a lot of noise. We also noticed, too, we haven't went through and checked all the valve lash on it, but just where the thing is sitting right now, several of the valves we know for sure are adjusted pretty loose. Probably quite a few things that we'll find wrong that done to begin with when we take it apart. We'll get into this thing and see exactly what's wrong with it, and kind of maybe determine if it was a manufacturer issue or maybe someone just screwing around abusing the engine. Who knows? See if we can figure out what happened and why, and we'll get back to y'all and let you know what we find out.
But yeah, guys, like we said, for a few shade tree mechanics in a garage, drinking a whole lot of beer the whole time, I feel like we did pretty good. You know, started on the first crank, it's good to go. That's the problem with taking a used motor and putting it in a car. I mean, you hope for the best, you prepare the best, but I mean, you know, again, we were dealing with a used long block, or excuse me, used short block, I guess. So you never know what's going to happen. You kind of hope for the best and hope everything's going to go all right. And we lucked out this time. Everything turned out all right. First crank, she fired up. We'll let you guys hear it a little bit more, but yeah, I'd say this is a successful job, Andy. Yep. Appreciate all the help.
Run smooth.
'90 454 SS Gen 5 big block, shaved heads, high compression, for sale. Gotta sell it, we lose the shop. Woo!
Case closed.
We'll see you guys on the next episode of Much Wrench Set. Mud in the hood. Let me clean it up. Ooh. Get a bolt started, I'll hold it. Yeah. Woo. What was the quote in that movie, The Ring? 7 days.